Greetings, dear learners. Today, in this subject video, I'm going to explain business studies topic of grade 11. The name of the chapter is Sources of Funds. This chapter provides an overview of the various sources from where funds can be procured for starting as also for running a business. It also discusses the advantages and limitation of various sources and points out the factor that determine the choice of a suitable source of business finance. It is important for any person who wants to start a business to know about the different sources from where money can be raised. It is also important to know the relative merits and demerits of different sources so that the choice of an appropriate source can be made. So, dear students, these are the certain learning objectives which we are going to cover in this chapter, like meaning, nature, and importance of business finance. We are going to classify the various sources of business finance, evaluate advantages and limitation of various sources of finance, and identify the international source of finance as well in this chapter. So let's proceed. Now let us first understand the concept of business finance. Business is concerned with the production and distribution of goods and service for the satisfaction of needs of society. For carrying out various activities, business requires money. Finance, therefore, is called the lifeblood of any business. The requirements of funds by business to carry out its various activity is called business finance. The initial capital contributed by an entrepreneur is not always sufficient to take care of all financial requirements of the business. A business person, therefore, has to look for different other sources from where the needs of funds can be met. A clear assessment of the financial needs and the identification of various sources of finance, therefore, is a significant aspect of running a business organization. Now, let's understand the need of business finance. The need for funds arises from the stage when an entrepreneur makes a decision to start a business. Some funds are needed immediately, say for the purchase of plant and machinery, furniture, and other fixed assets. That is called fixed capital requirement. Similarly, some funds are required for day-to-day operations, say to purchase of raw material, to pay salaries to the employees, etc. Also, when the business expands or grows, it needs funds. Funds are also required by a company to diversify its operation to become a multi-product company, like for example ITC, or to adapt modern technology, for example uses of computer in business. Okay, so these are the different needs of a firm, why they require a funds. Okay, now the very first point, that is we have taken the fixed capital requirement that is needed to purchase fixed assets like land, building, plant, machinery. Okay, it remain invested in the business for a long period of time. When we are talking about a working capital requirement, means the fund which is needed for its day-to-day operation. Now these funds can be used in purchasing raw material or to pay salaries, wages, rents, and taxes. Then the fund is required when the company needs to do diversification, means to diversify its operation to become a multi-product company. Then company also require funds for technology upgradation and for growth and expansion also. Okay, now let us understand what are the different classification of business finance as shown in the table which you can see on the PPT. The sources of funds can be categorized using different bases. First, on the basis of period, second on the basis of ownership, and third on the basis of source of generation. Now let's understand it one by one. Now let us understand the very first classification, that is on the basis of period. Now on the basis of period, the different sources of funds can be categorized into three parts. So these are long-term sources, medium-term sources and short-term sources. The long-term sources fulfill the financial requirements of an enterprise for a period exceeding 5 years and includes sources such as shares, debentures, long-term borrowings, and loans from financial institutions. Now, such financing is generally required for the acquisition of fixed assets such as equipment, plant, land, building, etc. Now, where the funds are required for a period of more than 1 year but less than 5 years, that is known as medium-term sources of finance. These sources include borrowing from commercial banks, public deposits, lease financing, loan from financial institutions. Okay. Now the last is short-term funds are those which are required for a period not exceeding 1 year. These includes trade credit, loan from commercial bank and commercial papers are some of the examples of sources that provide funds for a shorter duration. Now the next is on the basis of ownership. Now if we talk about this, on the basis of ownership, the sources can be classified into owner's fund and borrowed fund. Owner's fund means funds that provided by the owner of an enterprise, which may be a sole trader or partner or a shareholder of a company. Apart from capital, it also includes profits reinvested in the business. The owner's capital remain invested in the business for a longer duration and is not required to be refunded during the life period of a business. Such capital forms the basis on which owners require their right of control of management. Issue of equity shares, retained earning are the important sources from where owner's fund can be obtained. Now, if we talk about the borrowed funds on the other hand refers to the funds raised through loans and borrowings. The sources for raising borrowed funds includes loan from commercial bank, loan from financial institution, issue of debentures, public deposits and trade credit. Now, such sources provide funds for a specified period on certain terms and conditions and have to be repaid after the expiry of that period. The fixed rate of interest is paid by the borrower on such funds. At times, it puts a lot of burden on the business as payment of interest is to be made even when the earnings are low or when loss is incurred. Now, another basis of categorizing the sources of funds can be whether the funds are generated from within the organization or from external sources. Internal sources of funds are those that are generated from within the business. A business, for example, can generate funds internally by accelerating collection of receivables, disposing of surplus inventories, and plowing back its profit. The internal source of funds can fulfill only limited needs of a business. Now, if we talk about the external source of funds, it includes those sources that lie outside an organization, such as suppliers, lenders, and investors. Okay, now let us talk about a few methods of raising finance. In methods of raising finance, the very first one is issue of shares. Now let us understand what is issue of shares. The capital obtained by issue of shares is known as share capital. Okay, whatever the funds we obtain by issuing shares is known as share capital. The capital of a company is divided into small units called shares. Each share has its nominal value. For example, a company can issue 1 lakh shares of rupees 10 each for a total value of rupees 10 lakhs. That is 1 lakh multiplied by 10, which is equals to 10 lakh. A person holding the share is called shareholder. Now there are two types of shares normally which is issued by a company. These are equity shares and preference shares. Now let us understand first what is equity shares. Now equity shares is the most important source of raising long-term capital by a company. Equity shares represents the ownership of a company, and thus the capital raised by issue of such shares is known as ownership capitals or owners fund. Okay. Okay, now let us discuss the advantages and limitations of equity shares. Now let us discuss the advantages first. The very first one, permanent capital. Now equity share capital is an important source for a long term. Second, no charge on assets. For raising funds by issue of equity shares, a company does not need to mortgage its assets. Next, higher returns. Equity shareholders gets higher return in the years of high profit. Control, they have right to vote and right to participate in the management. That is the best advantage. Next, no burden on the company. If we view from the company's side, payment of equity dividend is not compulsory. Now let us talk about few demerits also of equity shares. First is risk. Equity shareholders bear the higher risk because the payment of equity dividend is not compulsory. The higher cost, the cost of equity shares is greater than the cost of preference shares. Delays issue of equity shares is quite time consuming. And the last one is issue depends on share market conditions. So these are the few demerits and merits of equity shares. Now let us see the next type of share, that is the preference share. The first was the equity shares and the second type of share is the preference shares which is being issued by the company. So let's talk about it. The capital raised by issue of preference shares is called preference shares capital. First of all, the preference shareholders enjoy a preferential position, means the advantageous position over equity shareholders in two ways. First, receiving a fixed rate of dividend out of net profits of a company before any dividend is declared for equity shareholders. Okay, it means that these preference shareholders used to get the fixed rate of dividend over in the net profit. Second, receiving their capital after the claims of the company's creditors have been settled at the time of liquidation also. Okay, so preference shares, as a preference name itself shows that they have a preferential position over the equity shareholder. In the very first point, we have seen that they get the preferential position at the time of getting dividend, and they also get a preferential position at the time of liquidation also when the capital is being paid off. Now we'll discuss the advantages and limitations of preference shares also. Let's see the advantages of preference shares. The very first one is investment is safe. Okay. Now preference shares holder investment is same. They have a preferential right to claim dividend and capital. Okay. Second, control. It does not affect the control of equity shareholders because they have no voting right. Okay. See the contrast. In equity shares, we have the voting right. In preference shares, we do not have the voting right. Now, third is fixed dividend. They get fixed dividends, so they are useful for those investors who want fixed rate of returns. Okay. The people who do not wanted to take risk, they can take preference shares. Now let us see few demerits also. First, costly source of fund. rate of preference shares is greater than the rate of interest on debentures for a company, it is costly source of funds than debentures. Second, not suitable for risk takers. If the person wanted to take risk, for those people, the preference shares are quite not suitable. Third, as dividend on these shares is to be paid only when the companies earn profit, so investor may not be very attractive to these. Okay, now let us quickly see the difference between equity shares and preference shares. We already have a different basis of differentiation. Let's see the very first point, dividend. If we talk about equity shares, they used to get dividend after the dividend is being paid to preference shares. If we talk about preference shares, they get priority over the equity shares. Let's talk about voting right. Equity shares get full voting rights while the preference shares get no voting right. If we talk about risk, of course, equity shares is the risk bearing security. Preference share is quite safe, less risk. Fourth point, rate of return. In equity shares, it fluctuates with profits. Okay. Preference shares, fixed rate of dividend, that means does not fluctuate with the profit earning. Fifth, control. Equity shares get control on management as they have the voting right. Preference shares, no control on the management as they were not having any kind of voting right. So these are the few points where we can see the difference between equity shares and preference shares. Thank you. So dear learners, if you find the video helpful, do like, share and subscribe our YouTube channel. Bless you all.